life. Okay. Just saying hi to you guys.
Hey everyone!
Hello Yogaground, this is Maggie.
Welcome, mamas.
Welcome, Maggie.
Thank you. Nice to be back here.
What are we going to do, Maggie?
Yeah, we've got a nice Mama Flow class all set up for you mamas this morning.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really excited to be offering this class for the first time. Right? There hasn't been a mama class available yet here at Yogaground. So here we are, first time.
I'm going to input,
Yeah, perfect.
and you are even better. I think.
Sound is good. Yeah, it's on. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so this is the first class of Mama Flow, and the beauty of this class today especially is that it's for all you mamas. So whether you're prenatal or almost ready to give birth, or perhaps you've already given birth and you're postpartum, whether that be just a few weeks or a few months or even a few years, you're really going to benefit from this class today. And let's see, what do you need? I'm going to start sitting on a set of blocks. So if you have a set of blocks, feel free to come join me there. If you don't, a cushion, a meditation pillow, anything you have to make you comfortable. You can also begin by sitting in a chair. You can begin lying down. You can do this exercise standing up. Yeah, so the very first thing we're going to do is dive into the foundations of the breath. So even though that might sound a little boring, it's really, really important. It's the foundational aspect of all the movement that's to come. So you can be seated, you can be standing, you can even do this lying down. Just come join me. Get comfortable. So give yourself a moment to really settle into whatever position you've chosen. Maybe take a moment or two to roll your shoulders down and back, to breathe into the neck, the jaw, and relax your face. If you feel comfortable, you can take your gaze all the way inward and even close your eyes. I often like to begin by just arriving in my body and breath by placing one hand over my heart and the other hand on my belly. You can just take a few breaths here, breathing into the palms of your hands. Just tuning in to this moment. And really acknowledging that the next 45 minutes is solely for you, mama. So we are going to cultivate some awareness with the breath. And we're going to cultivate strength within the body. And we're going to really understand the importance of surrender. And even though we begin all together here, stagnant, still, steady, just tuning into the body and the breath, there will be plenty of time to move, to stretch, to strengthen. So to begin, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. 2 more just like that. Big breath in. Big breath out. And 1 more. All right, you can release your hands. You can flutter open your eyes. So we're going to start with the foundations of the breath. and primarily talking about diaphragmatic breath. So the diaphragm sort of rests right up here. And I've got a balloon here because I'm a really visual learner. And when I come across a tool that is visual, that helps me really understand, it's important that I bring it to my classes in teaching. Thanks for the zoom in there. So you can see with this balloon, the diaphragm and how it sort of resides up in the top in this dome. And the TVA is the transverse abdominis. And the transverse abdominis wraps from the back to the front. Yeah. And then down below here is the pelvic floor. Yeah. And it's really important to understand where these components lie and how to activate them. Yeah. So I'll set the balloon aside and we can come back to this later. And of course, if you have questions after class, you can always contact us. Yeah. All right. So diaphragm up here, dome shape, helps us to breathe, yeah? It actually is the way we should normally breathe, but sometimes with stress, feeling overwhelmed, feeling vulnerable, maybe being in a state of fight or flight or fear, we tend to breathe into the chest, yeah? So I just first want you to place your hand on the diaphragm, so underneath the sternum, but above the belly button. And you're just gonna place your hand there, and I just want you to breathe into the palm of your hand. And as you breathe in, I want you to notice how the hand sort of draws away and the belly expands. And then as you breathe out, just allow the belly to fall away from the hand, to rebound and to recoil. Yeah. So just a couple of breaths, super simple, super easy. Breathe in, expand the diaphragm, make space in your belly. And then exhale, just allow it to be natural. Rebound and recoil. One more. And then I want you to take your other hand and I want you to place it on the side of your rib cage. So you can have one hand in the front, one hand on the side, or if it's easier, both hands on the sides. Just a couple more breaths here, only focusing on the diaphragmatic breath. The inhale, the making space. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Now, last one here, I want you to just take your hand, the back of your hand, and place it at your back. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much wherever you can reach, because as with the balloon, you can see that it's 360 degrees, yeah? So it's not only breathing here into the front, not only breathing here into the sides, but also breathing into the back of the body as well. We want to expand and make as much space as we can without forcing the belly button out, especially during pregnancy. So we just want to breathe into our capacity all directions. Breathe into the back of your hand now. Just a couple more breaths. Nice and easy. Last one. All right, diaphragmatic breath. You can release your hands, maybe take an inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or mouth. Just let it go. All right, we're going to dive into the belly pump, which the belly pump is an activation of the pelvic floor. So with this diaphragmatic breath, you're making space, you're expanding, you're also lengthening the pelvic floor. Now this is a little tricky. Yeah, so you're just sort of breathing in, making space, not only front and back, both sides, but top and bottom. Yeah, so that balloon is expanding all directions. So with the belly pump, there's an intentional exhale. And that exhale is going to begin at the pelvic floor. You're going to lift the pelvic floor. You're going to wrap the TVA. You're going to sort of hug the diaphragm in and down. So bear with me for one more moment here. If we come back to the balloon, the most important thing is that you're actually lifting the pelvic floor first. So a lot of times in prenatal yoga, postnatal yoga, we are cued to just hug navel to spine, navel to spine, navel to spine. And when you do that, you actually displace a lot of pressure. Do you see in that balloon, if I'm just hugging navel into spine, the pressure goes up into the diaphragm and down into the pelvic floor. And then when you hug navel to spine and then you're asked to lift the pelvic floor, it's really, really difficult. So if you first lift the pelvic floor, draw the pelvic floor in and up, then wrap the TVA, then hug the diaphragm in and down, you cultivate a lot more internal strength and support. Yeah? Why is this so important? Because in pregnancy, you need to cultivate strength to hold baby in and up for about 10 months. Yeah? During birth, you need to cultivate the strength to guide baby out. Yeah? And then postpartum, you need to cultivate the strength to heal and recover after delivery. So, bring your hand onto your low belly, this time below the belly button. The other hand can come back up top, or both hands can just come on either side. So whether you're pregnant or postpartum, I want you to breathe in diaphragmatic breath. Try not to allow the chest to rise, but breathe in to make space in the diaphragm. And then as you exhale, you lift pelvic floor, you wrap TVA, and if you're pregnant, you give baby that hug from the inside out. And if you're postpartum, you wrap that imaginary corset in and around. Yeah? Inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, we lift, you wrap, you hug, and knit in. Inhale, make space. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug, and knit in. Couple more. Allow the inhale to be soft, no pushing the belly out. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug, and knit in. One more time. Big breath in. We lift, wrap, hug, and knit in. Let it go. Roll your shoulders. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the nose or mouth. Last one I'm going to teach you super quick. Do not think you need or have to master all of these right here, right now, but just important as we move through dynamic movement, yeah? To sort of understand these deep core holds. So we inhale diaphragmatic breath, exhale belly pump, lift, wrap, hug in, and then you keep that activation. This is really important for postpartum mamas. You keep that activation, that deep core hold. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, re-wrap in and squeeze. Keep that squeeze. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, layer on, layer on, layer on. Each exhale. Eventually, you might notice a little vibration, a little tremble, cultivating lots and lots of strength. Yeah? So as we move, I'll guide you through these breath cues. All right. Let's take an inhale, reach those arms up. As you exhale, lift, wrap, squeeze, press your hands, palms together. 2 more. Big breath in, lengthening the pelvic floor. And the exhale, lifting the pelvic floor. One more time, big breath in. And a big breath out. All right. Go ahead and interlace all 10 fingers. Press the palms of your hands forward. And then drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. Big breath into the left side of your neck. And then slowly melt your chin in towards your chest. And then left ear over the left shoulder, breathe into the right side of your neck. Just melt away that tension, that tightness we all tend to carry here in the neck and shoulders, the face and jaw. And release it. Let the hands go, circle into the wrists a couple of times, and then meet me in tabletop pose. So if you are seated in a chair or you are standing, go ahead and come onto the earth. As you come into tabletop, root down through your hands. Uncurl your toes, rooting down through the shins. And then just take a moment to find stability here in your spine. So it's really important that you're not hanging. Especially if you're pregnant, you don't want to just let baby hang in your hammock. You want to cultivate some strength just like we did in those seated foundational breathing exercises. So pressing down into the hands, lifting up and out of the shoulders, you breathe some length into the low back. And if you're pregnant, you can sort of imagine scooping baby into your pelvis. You might notice that as you breathe into the diaphragm, you already can lift, wrap, and hug baby in here to cultivate lots of strength. All right, let's add some movement here. Take a deep breath in, tabletop. As you exhale, you're going to extend your right leg back behind. Press into the right heel. Maybe you rock back and forth a couple of times. Maybe you circle the right ankle. Press back into the right heel one more time. And if you like to, you can add your left arm. And then slowly release it. Drop the right knee down and take a big breath in. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug, and extend the left heel back. Press into the heel. And then just a little bit of movement. Rock back and forth, circle the ankle, work out those pops and clicks. And then press back into the left heel, hold for a moment, really lifting the quadricep in and up. And then option 2, reach the right arm forward. And then release it. Drop the left knee, big breath in. Big breath out. Now we're going to take the right leg up and back. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap TVA, hug baby in and up or knit that corset in. Now we're going to move here nice and easy. You're going to drop the knee in and down. Inhale. Same leg. Exhale, draw the leg up and back. Inhale, right knee comes down. Exhale, right heel lifts up. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2, big breath in. Big breath out. Last 1. Holding here for a moment. Maybe coming light on the left fingers, feeling the core re-engage, maybe a deep core hold here. Practice that engagement. Inhale, chest lifts. And exhale, release it down. Now we're just going to switch to the other side. So inhale here. Exhale, left leg comes up. Inhale, knee comes down. Exhale, heel lifts up. So your own rhythm, your own pace. I'm just guiding you here, but it's really important to listen to your body. Pause when you need, take a break, and then come back and join us. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Last 2. Inhale down. Exhale up. Last 1, and we hold. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you start to come light on the right fingers. Active core breath here. Inhale, chest. Re-wrap. Squeeze in. And release it down. Big breath in here. Exhale, shift your hips slightly back. And then inhale, come a little bit more forward. So back and forth, your own range of motion here, just breathing some space here into the wrists. A little bit of movement here in the hip flexors. And then coming to center, stacking those shoulders over the wrists, couple of circles each direction. So to the left, back to the right, back and forth, back and forth. And then coming to center. Take a moment to spin your hands back the other way. So fingers point in, thumbs point out. This can be intense, especially if you're holding a new baby in your arms. So take it super easy. When space allows, send those hips slightly back. Breathe into the forearms. And release it. Reset the hands. Adjust the hands and knees as you need. Take a deep breath in. And then this time we're going to extend the right leg back behind and add the left arm. When and if this is too much, just move the leg. So inhale, come down. Same side. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, pelvic floor. TVA, diaphragm hugs in and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. And last one. Setting everything down, take your right heel, press it back, same stretch we did earlier. Now you're going to spin your right heel in and down. You're going to pivot on your left knee. You're going to slowly take it into a supported side plank. So reaching your right arm up. If that's too much, hand can come onto the belly. Hand can come onto the heart. Take your eyes, look up beyond your fingers, maybe even reach your right arm forward. One more big breath here. And then slowly release and come down. Any adjustments you need to your hands, to your knees, we'll move to the left side. So big breath in here to prepare. Make sure you're not hanging. So really cultivate that support. And then as you exhale, left heel reaches up and back, add the right arm. If that's too much, just move the leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Placing it down. And then we'll extend the left leg back, press into the heel. We drop the left heel in and down. You pivot on the right knee. And you slowly start to open, finding your way into a supported side plank. So nice and easy here. Maybe hand to belly, hand to heart, or a left arm reaches up. Really breathe into that space across the chest, the shoulders, and reach. Maybe you lengthen. And slowly come on down. Back to tabletop. One last strengthening series here. You're going to curl your toes in and under. So same setup. No hanging. Cultivate that support from the inside out. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap TVA, hug baby in, or knit that corset and draw the knees up off the ground. Inhale, slowly lower. Don't release and let that all go. Keep that strength, that support. Big breath in. Exhale, press down, squeeze, and lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, rise. Inhale, release. Exhale, rise. Last two. Squeezing those hips together. And very last one. And release it. Uncurl your toes. Bring your big toes together back behind. Widen your knees as much as you need, especially if you are pregnant. Walk your hands forward, lengthen through the sides of your body, and slowly surrender down into a child's pose. So as everything we do, even though it might challenge you, it might feel a little different, I want you to make sure that it feels good in your body. So that means if coming all the way down doesn't feel good in the neck and the shoulders, you can stay propped up. You can always use a block underneath your forehead. Maybe if it's not a block, you just stack your fists. Nice option as well is simply sitting back on your heels, rolling your shoulders down away from your ears, and just taking a couple of moments to let go. Already lots of learning, lots of strength building. So breathe into this moment of just being. And then if you are down in child's, one more breath. Slowly walking your hands back towards your knees, making a nice transition to come and sit. And as you come and sit towards the center of your mat, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to place your feet about mat width apart. Yeah, so that's going to vary depending on where you are at on this journey. So if you've got a baby in your belly and you need to take up lots of space here, widen the feet, but just make sure the knees aren't splaying open. So root down through the soles of your feet, hold on back behind the thighs, and sit up nice and tall. Now, if you're postpartum, maybe the feet are a little bit closer together. So you have to play around with that and what feels supportive in your body today. Use the hands to help you. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, diaphragmatic breath. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge back. So you're going to lift the pelvic floor. You're going to wrap the TVA. You're going to hug baby in or knit that corset. And then again, you're going to inhale, rise up, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, lift, wrap, squeeze. I'm going to turn myself on an angle here so you can see a little bit better. It's inhale, come up. Exhale, reach back. You're not rounding here. You're keeping that length. You're hinging back until you feel that resistance, that shake, that tremble. Yeah, and then inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. Last one. And rise. Go ahead and take your hands back behind you. Fingers are going to point inwards. Your wrists are going to be underneath your shoulders. And if you need to make any adjustments to the feet, you do. You can gaze down at your own knees. And then on your next inhale, I want you to start to slowly lengthen through the spine. Open up through the shoulders and the chest. And exhale, lift, wrap, and squeeze, coming to reversed tabletop. Now we're going to come back into those deep core holds. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, layer on. Lift, wrap, hug. Two more breaths. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, lift, wrap, squeeze. Last one, inhale, chest rises. Exhale. And come all the way down. All right. Super important, pregnant mamas. As you come down onto your back, you're going to come down on your side. Give yourself the support that you need to roll onto your back. So we come down onto our backs with the knees bent. Now you might need to take a blanket or some padding underneath your sacrum. You might need to take a little bit longer to get here. When you're down, little pelvic tilts back and forth. This tends to help release any tension in the low back sacrum. Rooting down through the feet. Hands can either be on the belly or down by your sides. Now we're simply going to march the legs. This is very similar to what we did in tabletop. You're going to inhale first. And as you exhale, you're going to pick your right leg up. Let it come 90 degrees, flex your foot, and then inhale, place the leg back down. So just a moment to pause. Make sure that the pelvis is tilting slightly up, low back is pressing down. There's not a lot of force, but you inhale here, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug in, leg comes up. Inhale, leg comes down. So same side. Right leg comes up. Right leg comes down. 2 more. Right leg comes up. Right leg comes down. Last one. Exhale, squeeze and bring it up. And inhale, place it down. Now we're going to bring it to the other side, left side. So hands can come on the belly or hands can be down by your sides. Just make sure that each and every time you exhale is when you're lifting the leg. Now, if you're using other muscles in the body, like the glutes, the hips, the thighs to recruit, you won't feel this so much in the core. So make sure that you're not using those other really strong dominant muscles here to help you. Keep re-wrapping, keep re-engaging, moving from your center. Last 2 here, exhale. Last one. Place it down. Adjust your hands, adjust your feet. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap, and take the hips up off the ground for bridge. So we're going to do the exact same movement here in bridge. Now, the most important thing is that the hips aren't swaying side to side. So you want to find that stability, that structure, that support. And then we're going to, again, march the legs, this time right to left. So big breath in. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale, right leg down. Exhale, left leg up. Inhale down. Exhale, right up. Inhale down. Exhale, left up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and root through the feet. Re-lift your hips. We hold here that deep core breath. Inhale, actively chest rises. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts. TVA wraps. Give baby that squeeze or knit that core sit in. One more breath. Inhale, chest. Exhale. And slowly lower it down. And take your right ankle over the left knee. Breathe the right hip open. Your option to stay right here or to gather the left thigh in and up. So if you've got the space, maybe you interlace all 10 fingers here behind the belly of your left thigh. Just a couple moments here, shoulders down away from the ears. Breathing into that right hip outer glute. And then slowly release it. Go ahead and switch sides. So left ankle over the right. Breathe the left hip open. Your choice to stay right here or to pick the right leg up. Hold on behind the thigh. Just deepening this stretch. One more breath here. And release it. All right. Making sure to come up the same way we came down. Roll to your side. Use your hands to support you. Didn't want to crush the microphone there. Go ahead and come up. You can come back to tabletop pose here. Curl all 10 toes in and under. Walk your hands back to your knees. Roll your shoulders down and back. Let's take a moment to access those shoulders. Deep toe stretch here, toes curled in and under. Weight back into the heels. Breathe your right arm underneath the left. So wrapping at the elbows, hugging those shoulders, elbows, wrists, in and down. Maybe you start to drop your thumbs away from the forehead. And release it. Roll into the shoulders 2, 3, 4 times. And we'll switch. So gathering the opposite arm around and under, wrap, squeeze, hug in and down. Maybe the thumbs away from the forehead. And release it. Roll into the shoulders. All right, mamas, hands down, knees up. Rise and slowly find your way to come and stand. And you can center yourself on your mat. Come to the top of your mat, doesn't matter so much. We're going to come into a series of squats. So very simple movement, very strong practice. It's important that the feet are about hip distance apart. You need a little lift in the heels. You can always take the back of your mat up. Super simple, or maybe a little towel or get creative. Roll the back of your mat up. And then you can place the heels on top. Sometimes when we're really pregnant, the stability is a little bit more compromised. This can be helpful. Yeah? All right. It's going to unroll. Yes. Okay. So feet hip distance here. Taking the hands together at heart center. Super simple to begin. Taking a breath. Now we're going to inhale and lower down. So your squat might be just a little bit down and back. You might come a little bit lower, or if you've got the space, all the way down. Now exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap TVA, squeeze baby in and up, or knit that corset and rise. So inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Maybe exhale S breaths as you come up. Inhale, maybe you add the arms. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So often that S breath can help you really activate the core. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 3. Squeeze. Last 2. Last 1. Take your arms, reach them out and up. And hands together, heart center. All right, keeping your feet about hip distance apart. And take a big step back with the right foot. So we're going to come into a lunge. Now, when we come into lunge, especially in pregnancy, it's important that we find stability. So the feet should not be in one line. The feet should be like they're on tram tracks. Yeah, so take a moment, bend your left knee, breathe once again back into the right heel. Maybe hands are on the belly. Maybe one hand's on the belly, the other hand's on the heart. Maybe hands are together here at heart center. One last breath. Now I want you to reach your arms up overhead. If that brings you into instability, you feel really unbalanced, keep the hands steady and still. Now, as you inhale, you're going to lower. You're going to bend your back knee. And as you exhale, you can draw your elbows in and back and squeeze. Inhale, dropping the back knee down, hover above the ground. Squeeze those hips together. Exhale, rise. Now, maybe the left knee stays bent. Maybe you lower down, inhale, and exhale, both legs straighten. So we've got 3 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Squeeze it in. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Looking forward in down, we're going to step the back foot forward. Right away, we're going to switch sides. You're going to step, the left foot back. Make sure you're stable. So feet on those tram tracks. I'll turn myself sideways this time. Feet on tram tracks. Take a moment. Find your balance. Press back into that heel. One more moment. And then we're going to move. So maybe the arms are up. Taking a moment, find your focal point, and then we lower down slow and steady. Exhale, rise up. Inhale and exhale. So again, maybe the front knee stays bent, or maybe both legs straighten. So we've got a few more here, cultivating lots of strength in the legs. Last 2, really give it a good squeeze. And last 1. All right, hands can come together, stepping that back foot forward. Take a moment. Feet are about hip distance apart. Soft bend to the knees, little buoyancy here. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward and down. Your hands can come onto the thighs, maybe onto the shins. Big breath in here. Exhale, hands down. Walk or step your feet back to downward facing dog. Now we're just going to pedal it out here. Walk in place. Move your hips side to side. Maybe you lift and lower your heels. And then when you're ready, lift your heels, drop your knees. And we'll find our way back to child's pose. So settling back deep into the hips. Maybe this time a little wiggle. Rock your hips side to side. Support your head as you need. Taking a few deep breaths. Maybe sighing it out with the exhale. And then using your next inhale slowly and steadily to rise back up tabletop. All right, from tabletop, again, make a nice easy transition to come and sit. Go ahead and support yourselves to come and lie down. Mamas, you can come and lay on your left side. That's much easier on your body. So maybe as you come to lay on your left side, you cradle your head, you place something in between the knees, and you get comfy here. If that's not an option for you, doesn't feel good, you want to stay seated, that's perfectly fine. Postpartum mamas, if you want to come and lay on your back, really nice option as well. So let's just take a couple of moments here. Eyes can be closed. Breath is just natural. So come back to that diaphragmatic breath, not so much in a state of learning, but just observing. Observe if you can feel a difference within the breath and where it is. If it's in the chest, if it's in the belly, where do you feel it? And as you settle into a comfortable position here to give yourself permission to fully relax, I want to share with you a very simple visualization. So I often share this proverb in many of my classes that says, during pregnancy and during birth, I always like to add, as well as in postpartum, it is like crossing a very narrow bridge. People can join you, they can accompany you to the bridge. People can greet you on the other side of the bridge. But you must walk that bridge alone. Now take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And visualize yourself at the beginning of that bridge and who's there with you. Your family, your friends. Take a moment to pause and look across that bridge and see who's there greeting you on the other side. Maybe it's those same faces, maybe it's a few different faces. Another big breath here, just breathing into that support, that comfort. And then I want you to visualize yourself embarking upon that journey, walking along that bridge and stopping dead center. Now, there might be a moment where you feel alone, you feel vulnerable or scared or afraid. Take another deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Keeping your eyes closed, I want you to visualize looking to your left and then looking to your right and seeing that in fact you actually aren't alone at all, because as far as you can see in either direction, there are hundreds and thousands, if not more, of other women on the exact same journey you are. Whether you are embarking on your pregnancy, whether you are preparing for birth, or you are in the first few days or month postpartum, you are never alone. You are so much stronger than you think you are. And we truly are all in this together. So I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I hope to see you again here really soon. For now, mamas, namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.